they say all men are created equal.
Shaq Master!
I pull out the Glock.
Full of suffering succotash, son.
It's one of your nuts hanging out of your shorts.
Real glass!
You have a father, but your father's dead.
Welcome to a Dynamite review. Just got to address a few elephants before we begin. Elephants in the room, I should say. That's the proper verbiage saying. First of all, we're a little bit late today. Apologies for that. Just boring work stuff and having to cover people who are sick. I know. The struggles. And also, Lucy isn't here. So yesterday when we were supposed to film, she was filming for a promotion's YouTube channel, and they were advertising their next show. I believe it's called Spine Buster. So they were doing a live stream to announce the matches and discuss the matchups and stuff. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure this was the one that she said the tickets were quite cheap for as well. I can't remember exactly where the promotion is, but I will put the YouTube channel in the description because the video will definitely be out by now. And you can check it out if you want to. Because at the very least it'll have some good discussion of who will be on the card, even if you can't make it. And of course, you know, support Lucy, support Spinebuster, support indie wrestling, yada yada. And thirdly, the camera quality. I'm so sorry. I don't have my camera with me, so it's just an absolute shit show. And I'm also very ill, because I have the immune system of a Victorian child. I'm also so paranoid it isn't recording, but it is. So yeah, it's just a bit of a shit show. And also, Dynamite was fucking... It wasn't bad, but it was very, very inconsequential. And I don't have that many notes, but I felt like it was important to be here with you guys and also hear what you have to say. So yeah, I mean, we're here, we're limping, we're struggling, we're crawling, we're army crawling, but we are here on the Too Sweet podcast today to give you the lowdown. Also, I just want to talk about, I don't know why I'm doing news first, but we forgot to talk about it in last week's episode, I think, because we were so excited about Forbidden Door returning to London, and then the TV tapings in, well, I don't know, is it tapings or is it live at Glasgow? It'll be tapings, won't it? Because they're taping Collision. Unless they're doing Dynamite live. No, it'll be tapings, surely. Anyway, unimportant. But obviously getting all wrapped up in that excitement. But yeah, Grand Slam was announced in June. I believe it's June the 8th in Mexico, which is super exciting. And yeah, we forgot to, because we were obviously focused on the UK English stuff, because, you know, unfortunately we cannot afford to fly out to Mexico. But yeah, that's really cool. It's definitely been a super long time coming. I guess probably it would have happened before, but then they switched up, didn't they? They were AAA, now they were CMLL. So yeah, that's I don't know. I just thought I would just bring that up. If anyone's going to that, please let us know. Let us know all the logistics. We love the logistics. Where's the venue? Is it easy to get to? Is it going to be like a Grand Slam Brisbane sort of thing? And also, this isn't a pay-per-view, guys. Let's all just get that out of the way, because that caused a lot of trauma for a lot of people, the whole pay-per-view fiasco. But yeah, let's dive into Dynamite. Oh, you can tell how much I just can't be arsed talking about it. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't bad. I just feel like there's nothing to talk about. And there's nothing worse than doing a solo review when there's not that much to get into, because I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be good and listenable. I wouldn't advise watching this because I'm like a speck of dust right now. Although maybe that does make me more watchable. I don't know. Easier on the eyes, maybe. But yeah, we had welcoming Master P, who is a hip hop legend. He was entitled with. I haven't thrown it down to some Master P guys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with him, but I'm guessing he's a New Orleans local. People, the New Orleans crowd, which I love New Orleans. That's like one of my dream places I'd love to visit one day for sure. Because it's got a pretty good wrestling scene and fandom there. I'd say it'd be cool if I could like hit up a show as well. But yeah, my point being, the crowd was really funny tonight. There was one guy, and he was just shouting, which normally is really obnoxious and annoying, but he was just really cracking me up. That would be me, though. That's why, like, I'm banned from going that close. I don't want to be that close to the ring. If I had that much, I'd be like Leslie Jones in Out. I'd be way too involved. But yeah, the crowd was very, very smart, very funny tonight. So yeah, we had Master P coming out. Having a little shitty celebration for the OPPS because there was no fanfare about it. There was no champagne. There was no red carpet. There was now. It was awkward. They just got into the ring, and then the Death Riders infiltrate, which talk about sucking all the air out of the room. We've seen it. We've done it. We're bored of it. I'm bored of talking about it. I'm bored of saying that I'm bored of it. I'm just bored of the whole fucking... I don't care. It's just apathy at this point. I don't care. And yeah, they had a little face-off. Mox and MP, Master P. Joe comes in again with the Kida clutch. So they're really putting that over that if Joe can lock that in, it is lights out for Moxley. Again, and it was just a shocking to see the second time because we're not used to seeing him be disarmed one-on-one like that. And Master P is like, we want all the smoke, put him to sleep. Which it just, I don't know, this is very lame. Also, not beat, I guess it's like a beat down. Like, no one really knew what they were doing. They were obviously waiting for Master P's freaking cue. I don't know. It was just orcs. I just found it very orcs. And the Young Bucks with Okada come in because they're helping out even though the Death Riders didn't ask because they're trying to get in with it. Then we have Swerve coming down, and as the Elite go to leave because they're not fucking with that. Kenny comes out, chair in hand. So again, similar to last week, we've got this tirade of people. It's very exciting. Run-ins. Yeah, but it says a lot that you need to put all these people in to make it exciting. But the whole point of this segment, right? The whole point is for the moving pieces for Blood and Guts. That's what we're getting at. That's what we're getting to. And seeing the faces in the ring with the OPPS, with Will Hobbs, which it does suck for Hook. It does suck for Hook, but you know, I'm glad to see Hobbs getting some flowers and getting something to do because I think he's going to be a great asset in that match. And yeah, with Kenny, with Swerve, they look great together. And Blood and Guts is going to be an incredible match. I do wonder whether we won't have a full Death Riders core because it seems like they're going to mix in the Elite with that. So a bit of the Young Bucks. Bit of a Okada. Okada's he's not getting colour, guys. He's so funny in matches like that. He's so funny. But yeah, and you know, as boring as it is, the Death Riders, as boring as the beatdowns are, okay, if this is what we need to do to get the Blood and Guts, that's fine, because I am quite looking forward to that match. And Joe's like, you wanted me, you have me. I'll be taking back my title. And Kenny and Swerve are giving the side eye, because, you know, they're probably thinking the same thing. Which is just like, for God's sakes, guys, just get on the same page. Like, because I can't be doing with another, oh, well, the numbers game and they were on the same page and the agenda. I'm bored of it. I'm just bored. Just take it to back, put a shotgun to its head, bang, shoot it, done, move on. Then we had Renee with Nick Wayne. He won the Ring of Honor TV title at Collision with the match that Christian put on for him. He was with the Patriarch as well. I don't know if I said that. And Christian takes the belt off him, and he's... Yeah, this is when someone in the crowd's like, he got you that match, boy! So funny. I don't know why. This was like the highlight. I think I just really enjoy like that to me. Just like the Leslie Jones thing. Just someone. I don't need commentary. I don't need a three man booth. I'd rather sit in silence and just have someone shouting obscurities. It really gets me in the live mood maybe. But yeah, he did get you that match, boy. And Christian, as I say, took the belt off him. He's like, you wouldn't have it if it wasn't for me. Oh, me and your mother celebrated your victory extensively that night. Nick's like, well, you see, when you stick to the plan, you win titles. Oh, the tension, guys. And Excalibur makes a great point. Excalibur made a lot of insightful points throughout this episode of Dynamite, I will admit. And he said, has Nick Wayne outgrown the patriarchy? Which, yeah, seems to be, doesn't it? Yeah, I wonder if they're just waiting on. I mean, clearly we're just keeping this going. You'd assume something this dramatic, you probably want it to reach its climax at All In, right? I don't know what the timeline is for Killswitch's / Luchasaurus's injury. I don't know what's going on with Cope, because obviously FTR put him out, and you would assume he's going to circle into this storyline. So, yeah, but obviously the tensions are continuing, and this was a lot of this episode, guys. It was just things continuing. You really didn't need to watch this episode. Like, if you missed this episode, you could watch next week and be absolutely fine, because nothing happened other than the Owen Hart main event, the women's Owen Hart main event, because obviously that was consequential, massively consequential. But nothing was real. I mean, I think more consequential thing happened on Collision, which the colliders will be in the comments. The cult of Collision. Oh dear. Like, yeah, why aren't you doing a Collision review? So next up we had Ricochet versus Matt Briscoe. These two had great chemistry together, really bounced well off each other. Ricochet working the crowd from the minute he made his entrance, which made Matt Briscoe's immediate explosive offense very effective. And then Ricochet gaining the upper hand again, also very effective, because it's like, he's repressing the excitement, he's repressing the fun. It's a perfect little TV match. That's the thing. The wrestling on this show was fine. It wasn't great, it wasn't terrible, but it was perfect TV wrestling, which is, as much as that we get spoiled by AEW, guys. We get spoiled by those 40-minute matches that we sometimes get that are just pay-per-view level. And sometimes I feel like a spoiled child. I'm like, where's my 40-minute 5-star classic match with all the bells and whistles and flips and shit? But, that's not what weekly television programming is for. It's to further storylines. And most of the matches are just objectives, right? It's not. I mean, you get the odd exhibition match, but TV wrestling, it's to get to A to B, right? That's the whole point of it. And for that reason, this episode did what it said on the tin. It did what it needed to do. So yeah, after a series of near falls, Briscoe is able to lock in the victory with a roll, using the momentum Ricochet had because he was using the ropes. So yeah, I was pretty surprised that Briscoe got the victory, but pretty pleasantly surprised, because he has kind of been booked into a corner, and he plays it very well of the sort of cannon fodder in these types of matches for whoever he's going against. He's like that mid-card cannon fodder. So it was nice to see him get a win. I think it like keeps his credibility going, that he's not just, here to job. And it didn't damage Ricochet, because it was like, yeah, you knobhead, try to do that. That's what it gets you. But he came out with the scissors. He wasn't happy, and Kevin Knight came down to save Matt Briscoe. So yeah, they're very, very hot on Kevin Knight, very hot on Speedball, very hot obviously on Megan Bayne, though she wasn't on this show. And we're continuing these very strong pushes, which. Yeah, I mean, we know my opinion on Megan Bayne. Speedball, I think highly of. Kevin Knight, I don't really have an opinion of yet. I'm in the middle. I need to just keep seeing him. I think he's good. I like him. But I'm pretty neutral, right? I'm pretty neutral at the minute. So we'll just see where it goes. Then I feel like I'm rattling through this today, guys. I'm rattling through it. Tony Schiavone. Jesus Christ. Big Stokely Hathaway, FTR, here for another explanation. Because the first one wasn't convoluted enough. So yeah, let's come out on Dynamite. But yeah, anyway, Tony Schiavone's in the ring. Stokely Hathaway's like, oh, plans have changed, and FTR comes down. So Stokely, essentially, he's now the new agent for FTR, which I feel like I haven't, because I watched half of the show last night and I was exhausted, so I was like, watch the rest this morning, and then I'm straight on here filming for you lovely people. So I haven't really seen the response online, but I imagine people will have liked this. I didn't. I don't think this makes sense. Like, Stokely and FTR, to me, don't really have that chemistry. I think FTR are very straight-laced, and so it makes sense when they're with more of a senior sort of wrestling legend manager. Like, that really brings the act together, which I don't know if that's because they're really trying to hone in on pivoting away from that, because the whole thing with the Rock and Roll Express later, and maybe they're trying to rebrand, but because of how I perceive FTR in my head, even when they're gobshite heels, I don't perceive them this way. I don't think Stokely and FTR have that much chemistry. I mean, Dax is a mouth. Dax has a mouth on him. They don't need a bloody mouth. Like, Dax is the mouthpiece. I didn't feel like Stokely had authority. I didn't feel like he was leading in place. Yeah. It's just like, oh, Stokely's got naught to do. Let's put him with FTR. And I've still got a bad taste in my mouth from how the stat thing finished. Which, you know, probably, I'm not saying it's his fault or anything. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. We don't know what happened there, right? We do not know what happened there. Maybe nothing happened there, and just Tony Khan just went on one and was like, we're pulling you two apart. But I really liked him with Statlander, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm not feeling the chemistry. So he's mouthing off Stokely. He's like, you were fined and suspended for accidentally touching Tony Schiavone, but not Ricochet with the scissors and Darby with the fire and Moxley, and you know that is funny. I was thinking, if they wanted to do this segment, it would have made sense. If I was to do this segment, what I would have done, right, and I think this would have actually made it more entertaining, is I would have sort of had kind of like a wrestle court type thing, because obviously they've been fined and suspended. And, like, Stokely should have come out as, like, their advocate. They're like, oh, we're hiring an advocate. I don't know if this makes sense. And he comes out and kind of like a lawyer, and, like, in this bit, he's kind of debunking them why they've done nothing wrong. I feel like that would have eased me into it a bit more. But that's just me totally fantasy booking. Would it really make that much difference? No. But I like that. I like my idea because, you know, I just like my ideas. But, yeah. Yeah, he says, oh, if you want a conversation with FTR, you've got to speak to Stokely because he's the new agent. So, again, not manager, agent. Yeah, and then Dax talks about what happened to Daniel Garcia. It wasn't their fault. Calls in the Rock and Roll Express, which is a team that them and the Midnight Express have shouted out many times. Huge respect for them. They're definitely part of their little Bret Hart fan club. You know, could see them a few tequilas deep going over the Rock and Roll Express and their legacy. Asks what their greatest match was, and Dax kept interrupting them, and he was like, oh, you know, you're matching Philly against the Midnight Express, but everyone knows that the Midnight Express was better. And there was a bit of ageism. He was like, oh, you know, you're like over 100. The fits went crazy as well. Can we just address the fits that the fucking Rock and Roll Express were wearing? Jesus Christ. I believe it was Robert, his bum bag or his fanny pack with the fucking lucha. It was on so tight, it looked like a cod piece. It looked like a fucking cod piece, bro. And then, I don't know, it was just bizarre. It was just bizarre. Ricky, he had a freaking crazy graphic Moo t-shirt on. I'm not ripping the fits apart, but it was just cracking me up. Like, these are just... you know, two crazy granddads, aren't there? Really. They were crazy granddads. I mean, the bump that Ricky M received, that deadly spike pile driver was shocking. Just after Stokely was like, "Oh, look at this new top on Shop AEW," and as I say, received the spike pile driver. Oh my god! Oh my god! That was he ate that as well. Like he committed to that. Like they did that. It wasn't just a little weak chair shot like we often do with the legends or this was. Whew, it was very nasty looking. Cue Adam Cole, fuck me, with Roderick Strong and Kyle, who chased off FTR. And then it was announced that Kyle and Roddy will take on FTR at Collision, which, again, Adam Cole to me is very creative wrestler. He's very generic, and I just don't buy into him as a face. It doesn't have any authenticity for me. So when whatever this, I forgot what they're now called, the whatever the paradigm, the paradox, whatever they're called. FTR, they've just done this awful act, really spitting in the face of what they used to be. They have so much respect for the wrestling of old, so for them to do that is very dastardly. And you want. I don't get that feeling of, oh yeah, Adam Cole, he's gonna save the day. Like yeah, it just, I won't feeling this. I won't feeling this segment. Then we had the Young Bucks, which, God, they looked ripped. They looked amazing. They were in absolute fantastic shape. Definitely been putting in the work on the holidays versus the Jet, Kevin Knight. I don't know if he's always been called the Jet. Someone tell me that. And Speedball Mike Bailey, which I don't know. Why is he now called the Jet? Is it just because they needed him to have a little name? Yeah. So this was high flying, caution to the wind. The Young Bucks absolutely made Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight shine. Not, those are great wrestlers in their own right, but the Young Bucks, they always put over whoever's in the ring. They always let them get their shit in, and it was just great. It was great to see him back, great to see him on top form. Everyone got a good shine. Great snappy combination offense from the Bucks. It was just a joy to watch. It was all gas, this match. There was no rest breaks, no holds, no mat wrestling. It was just boom, 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 boom. It was what the Bucks are known for. And yeah, I've missed Matt's shit talking. We had the super kick party, which sort of backfired on him. Just crazy exhibition, so slick. Yeah, and then Kevin Knight was about to come into the ring. He was on the apron. Ricochet dragged on his legs, which allowed the Young Bucks to anticipate his offense, and they put him away with an EVP trigger, which was nice because Kevin Knight he kind of fucked up Ricochet's plans earlier. So when that first happened, I was like, oh, I didn't get it because I was like, well, Kevin Knight, fucking hell, like he's just done that to Ricochet, and now he's having this match. That's quite a lot of exposure. But then it played into the ending, so I was like, okay. That's nice. Yeah, it was a great match. But then we had Renee with Tony and Luther. She's talking about the Owen Hart tournament, and she had some words of encouragement, a red carpet event, and I didn't quite catch what it was, but it was some kind of eliminator match. I'm sorry, there's just certain wrestling words that I just turn off. Like it was like eliminator tag, fall match. You know what I mean? Like there's just something about like when I start hearing like all these words to describe match, my brain just goes, huh? Like I don't know, but was some kind of eliminator match. I'm supposed to be reviewing this. I'm just like something. So there will be a match, guys. There will be a match. And Aminata interrupted. She's like, yeah, I'll put me on notice. I'll put you on notice. I'll be there, which is cool. We love a bit of Aminata, and I pronounce that in such a Yorkshire way. Bitter Aminata. The way, yeah, and I love the way that Tony, she just went, let's make cinema. And she was on like a box and she just leapt into Luther's arms and he sort of twirled her away. My God. She's just fully realised this character. I know it's been realised for months and months and months now, but it's such a joy to see that you can give her anything. You can give her the smallest segment and she'll sell it and make it the most entertaining thing on the show, no questions asked. Then we had the Hurt Syndicate. They got into the ring. MVP's talking about how they've taken down their competition. Mike was handed to Lashley, but then they were interrupted by MJF, who was revving the engine of a very, very nice car. All the mods on that. MJF, he continues his pitch with the 3 thumbs up. He gets one from MVP. This was quite predictable, but in a good way. Like you knew it was like the next progression was Shelton was going to give thumbs up, and he did. He clearly enjoyed himself last week. So with Lashley, he continues to sell his pitch because he knows he's getting the thumbs down. So he's like, look, let's just take it on to consideration. I've been here a long time, got a lot of insider knowledge. I know how to do things that no one else can do. He tries to say sorry, eventually gets it out, he chokes it out. The car can be yours as well. We can run wrestling. We can get all the gold. But it's quite funny because they already have the gold. I mean, I've no doubt that they have singles ambitions and can't wait to see that. But they've got all the gold. They've got the tag titles. He's got no gold, which is the irony of the situation, isn't it, really? But he's like, you can have the keys. He's like, let's go for a walk. And then the crowd's like, go for a walk. Go for a walk. I don't know. Just the crowd just really really cracking me up. Really cracking me up. But yeah, they go for a walk and Lashley gets in the car with Shelton, gives him the thumbs down and drives the car away. So Max flips, but MVP talks him down. It's like, give the people what they want. And he's like, enjoy the car. It's just very entertaining. It's just very entertaining. As I said, I'm a huge fan of this stuff. It's just light. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's just a bit of sports entertainment, guys. Then we had Renee. She was working hard with Hangman. He's pacing around. He's restless. He says when he sees Cal Fletcher, will put his ass in the ground after all the shenanigans last week. Max interrupts because he's backstage and they get into it and continue their rivalry where you would assume they're going to meet at the Owen Hart tournament. And, they both got their sights set on gold. So, yeah, continuing that one. Then we had the All-Star Tag. We had Josh Alexander with Takeshita versus Ospreay and Brody. And this was essentially to just exemplify the strength of the Callis family and to sort of properly induct Josh Alexander and see him working with the Callis family. It was a really fun combination of guys on paper and even better in ring. Relatively simple, but still great. Always great to see Takeshita and Ospreay go against each other. There's just something about seeing 2 stars hit each other, like with big moves, like seeing the Blue Thunder Bomb on Ospreay. There's just something about it. It just hits different, Yeah, and then we had the rallying tandem offense to take down Brody on the part of Josh Alexander and Takeshita, and that picked up the victory. We had the post-match beatdown with Lance Archer, who was at ringside. Out comes Kyle Fletcher. Hangman, he's already... Everything interlinked and everything made sense on the show and everything. That's like, I can't put this show down. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad and it was very necessary. These shows are very necessary. We needed this. It was a stride that we needed because, he's backstage and Hangman, he's already, said if he shows his face, he'll be there. So he comes out, then Trent and Rocky, which we haven't seen for ages. Beretta, he's been out on injury, hasn't he? So they come and intercept Hangman. Then there's some fisticuffs in the ring. And yeah, the Callis family stand tall. I mean, at this point, Excalibur was like, the numbers game. They've got the numbers, and it's like, well, why don't they just take on the Death Riders? Like, can you imagine how much of a troll that would be if like the people who beat the Death Riders is just another heel faction that just beat people down? That would be so funny. But yeah, as I said, it was just exemplifying the strength of the Callis family. Josh Alexander, I thought they worked fairly well for the first sort of match together. Yeah, I don't know if the plan, because they've got Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, and Josh Alexander as single stars, but obviously it feels like Kyle Fletcher's really been primed as the main single star. I don't know, it just feels like he just has like a little bit more spotlight on him. So I don't know if they're trying to pair more people off, or that wouldn't make sense though, would it? Because they've already got Cage and Archer. Oh God, what if they because Cage is out, what if they put Archer, Alexander and Takeshita together for the trios? I don't know. This isn't happening. Like, stop it. But but point being, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people in this family. So yeah, the Hills Have Eyes, the Firefly family. It's not the Hills Have Eyes. I don't know. What am I on about? I'm just calling it inbred. They're not inbred. Very, very beautiful family. Yeah, and Trent and Rocky, great to see, but it's just, I don't know, I'm just, we'll see. It's one of those things where you just like, I don't mind anyone in the family, barring obviously the Gates of Agony. Is that what they're not called? The Gates? Fuck me, that's another tag team. The Murder Dickheads, right? Yeah. I don't like them, which we know. But other than that, it's like, okay. But to me, my only concern is Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher are the stars, right? They are the fucking stars. And and that's not happening right now. This is just a concern. It's not a concern that's evidenced. It's just a concern. It's that I wouldn't want to see them get dragged down or muddied by it becoming overly convoluted, the Callis family, because I thought they had a really good thing going with them when it was just, those two, and then he had Archer and Cage on the side, and it was like, okay, I can, even though I don't really like him, I can deal with that. I thought it was okay. And now it's like, oh, Trent's back, and Rocky, and freaking Josh Alexander, and it's just a lot. So I just hope everyone can shine. And I hope that Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher can shine the most, right? Like, that's just my hope. But yeah, I mean, I can't be negative because there's nothing to be negative about. There's nothing negative about. So yeah, Callis family taking over the Death Riders. Also, what happened to Jeff Jarrett in that storyline? Like, is that going to come back into play? Is that going to have any kind of bearing, or is that literally just so Max could have a little segment? Anyway, we're on with the main event. I feel like I haven't breathed in the past however long this has been going on for. The main event, semi-final, we had Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander, which got a decent amount of time, like 15-20 minutes. Nobody taking an immediate lead. They've both got similar build and style. But Excalibur, again, he was on one tonight. He was citing that Hayter favours the strikes and Statlander the high flying when backed into a corner. So this match was, yes, they're both very similar, but they're going to have to dig a little bit deeper to go against each other to find something in the arsenal that's just going to one-up their opponent. Hayter was particularly aggressive, I thought, with her style of wrestling in this, especially with that ending, wherein she put away Statlander clean with that slam. So yeah, it was an all right match. It was a good TV match and a good tournament match in that, it was evenly matched. I mean, I couldn't predict who was going to win, but Jamie Hayter won. So double or nothing, it's Mercedes versus Jamie Hayter, and then Mercedes came out to greet her, and they didn't go off air for fucking ages. So for 3 minutes, they were just like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, I would prefer Stat to win personally. I'm not. Me and Lucy talked about this. I don't really feel any connection towards Jamie Hayter in her current character. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, so yeah, I don't know. And I mean, because like for me, Statlander's lost against Mercedes a few times. It would have been nice to have seen her go against her again. But I mean, it's like fresh matchup, and they will put on in ring a good match. It is quite predictable who's gonna win. I mean, maybe not. Maybe Hayter does win. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, for this show that I wasn't really feeling a lot of things. Everything was quite inconsequential. I'd say good. Like everything was good. Oh God, laptop's about to die. But yeah, I mean that it's not a bad ending. It is not a bad ending, right? I'm not. And for the Jamie haters out there, the who are on the haterade, that's awesome for you, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. But yeah, it just to me it was another thing of like, oh, okay. How dare they not book the show for me? No. So yeah, I mean it was a 7.5 show. I think that's fair. Like I said, I'm not dunking on it. It wasn't bad. It was just you didn't need to watch this show. You just didn't. Just like you don't need to watch this episode, but you've probably made it to the end, so congrats. Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's all I have to say, really. 7.5 out of 10. Be interesting to see what Lucy thinks. Comment your thoughts, where it stands for you. Was this more of a standout episode for you? Was I just cranky because I was tired from a fucking long ass shift? I was very overstimulated last night. Sometimes American pro wrestling, right? It's very overstimulating when you're tired and cranky and ill, and it's like, welcome back to Dynamite, and it's like, oh my God, like, can you just take it down a few levels? Like, maybe I was just in a cranky mood last night. I don't know, because I was just like, can we all just calm down, please? But yeah, 7.5. 7.5. And I don't know, actually. Well, maybe, yeah. So within this week and next week, I believe, I can't remember whether the actual general sale is, but the pre-sale definitely will be happening for Forbidden Door. So we're going to try and get some tickets. Me and Lucy, we've got our accommodation booked. We are in. We are hopeful. And I will say, I am weighing up going to Glasgow. You know, they said they can get tickets cheap as £30. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm tempted. I'm really fucking tempted. So, yeah, wish us luck for our ventures. And I wish anyone else out there luck, whether, I mean, I was going to say for Grand Slam, but I don't know when those go on sale. I'd assume a bit later. But anyone luck for any shows they're trying to buy, wrestling or otherwise, manifesting the best. May the Ticketmaster gods be in your favour. Have a great weekend. Hope you enjoy Collision, and thank you for joining us. Also, we're nearly at 550 subscribers, so if anyone wants to hit the sub button, that would be major. Thank you so much, and yeah, enjoy your day.
I must bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night, bye.
I wish you died in the womb!